On the other hand, you have Nigma. They might care a lot about winning right now because they're on a down low, but at the same time, for them, it's mostly about figuring themselves out and just learning what works for them in this particular squad in the end.
Yeah, and also, I think the thing that's going to have to change is just the way they approach the draft, which will improve over time, of course, but I feel like it's sort of a common thread where this team seems to lose more drafts than win, but they win games purely because they're just better than other people. Notably, Miracle. I think that he's the guy that's going to need to shine here.
Aggressive mode opens up with that Shadow Demon. Now listen, Skylark and Spartan, they've been rocking this Shadow Demon for as long as I can remember them.
Yeah.
Like Spartan has been picking this, like we pretty much started playing in the tier 3 scene in Europe at the same time, and they always play the Shadow Demon.
But they gave away Wisp Tiny. Do you know the hero combination throughout Dota history with more than 100 games played that has by far the highest win rate in Dota 2 history?
Could it be Wisp Tiny?
That is true. Wow. I'm not actually sure if that's true, but I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm also pretty sure that a lot of that comes from previous patches.
Yeah, sure, but still.
Alliance as well, long time ago.
Yeah.
This is also, I'm surprised we don't see more Enigma. I think this hero like just kind of fits into the archetype that wins. It's incredible. This is the counter to Wisp, in my opinion. You have multiple sources of pure damage. Your pulse is HP percentage-based damage, and you have a BKB black hole.
It's been changed a little bit, right, Enigma, but overall I think it's still alright. However, they picked Enigma in the first phase, and they haven't banned out a single hero that's good against it.
Yeah,
I think your Silencers, Rubiks are still in, Winter Wyverns as well that work well with Wisp.
I'm terrified of a Wyvern pick right now.
It would be really good. Yeah.
It's also because it's very good against Shadow Demon. You can expect there's going to be some kind of illusion core coming out, and Wyvern just like...
It's also really good versus Wisp, right? So you're taking that hero away from them, the possibility of them taking it, and also it's good with Wisp because of all that heal, plus the Tiny.
And it's also a BKB cancel, to your point. It's just, it kind of answers all the questions we'd have for Nigma in their quest to win this game. I like the Lifestealer ban. There's no chance you're picking it here against Enigma and Shadow Demon. Two forms already in the opener.
You can pick it, and also it's pretty good versus IO Tiny combo, so but just banning it out.
Yeah, what is, other than that, good? And obviously the Winter Wyvern, good against the IO Tiny combo. How do you prepare for that, or is Enigma alone already enough for that? Like, do you need more, or is Enigma good enough?
No, I don't think it's good enough. I think you need more for that. You need to answer the Wisp and Tiny.
It's so funny. I was looking at Spartan's screen. When he drafts his own hero, apparently he just clicks the, you know, the complexity at the bottom. He just clicks the 1 star and just randoms the hero.
So we're
I would not say that Shadow Demon is that easy, though.
The way they play it.
He doesn't actually do it.
There are some Shadow Demon players, they run around, they try to poison people, you know, get those 5 stacks. He runs around, disrupts, and waits for the follow-up of his teammates.
Yeah.
But nah, Spartan is good.
I like this Chen pick. It's a different way of addressing the Enigma. The hero is weak, much like pretty much every other Helmdom minion hero, like Visage as an example, where you're very strong in the mid-game once you get online, but you don't really do a damn thing before you get levels and farm. Chen is going to be able to not just help his team win the lane, but then you're also able to dive the Enigma, because you're going to be pulling the lane back thanks to denies. You're going to lose in a straight-up, we're just going to farm trade. You need to be able to kill the Enigma as your wave pushes in, and you want to be able to take his tower. And that's exactly what this Chen pick can do. Like the Mag, another way of answering BKBs on this team. But
especially this new Chen as well, right? Because he rushes max so fast, it seems like he does Enigma's job a little bit better than him, right? He gets all the heals, all the utility early on. You have Hand of God that's been buffed multiple times, and then that Black Hole doesn't even kill anyone. But now aggressive mode, look at this. You have RP and you have Black Hole. It's a lot of team fight.
Did Virtus.pro ban out the Chen every game yesterday in the series with Nigma?
They must have. I'm surprised this hero isn't
pick
first
once.
viewed.
Yeah.
It kind of boggles my mind. Like, OG is really abusing these Chen Furion heroes as supports primarily, and I feel like no one else is valuing it as high.
Especially when people realized how strong the level 2-3 creeps are in that small camp. Like, you get that whole assassin, you can't heal. Tango doesn't work versus that.
And Kuro is so comfortable on that hero. It is scary. Like, I'd say ban it out, maybe second phase at least every time against Nick.
And my problem with it is that it's one of those... It's so abusable by these players with high Dota IQ. You gotta think that Kuro is probably one of the best players in Dota, by far one of the most intelligent. And you're giving him this hero that can sort of marshal his troops around the map. Now all of a sudden they've got global mobility thanks to the summon in. They're going to have powerful early game. And you just sort of put yourself in this position. If you look at the draft right now, aggressive mode are all in on this idea. We're going to have these massive team fights. We're going to win the game. They're playing against like Wisp and Chen. These heroes are going to just play around the map. They're not going to give you team fights. They're going to take your towers and out-farm you.
Not only do you have resummon from Chen, you also have relocate. The only thing lacking right now that I can see on the side of Nigma is setup. They desperately need heroes that can set up these plays. The Wisp and Tiny relocates, the resummons from Chen. Or you can go completely a different direction and just be the team that pushes. But that can be pretty scary versus Enigma and Magnus. Like you said before, if you focus on one side, on the side of Nigma, aggressive mode, they can counter that super easily. They have layers of these teamfights. You have Black Hole, Midnight Pulse, you have a DRP too.
Should you be worried about that? That they, like for aggressive mode, that at the moment they do rely on all these big cooldowns? Don't you want some short cooldowns as well? Or at least maybe not like... You want something that allows you to fight even if you do not have that black hole
First, we
RP?
don't even know what Enigma is, right? Is
True.
it position 4? Is it offlane? We don't know that yet. And also, they have 2 more picks to deal with that.
Yeah, but you now have to deal with... You can handle the Wisp now, right?
Is the
You've got the
Slark
count. It's a very good Slark game.
Yeah,
Slark
bad.
is PL banned?
PL
Yes.
is banned. So
Yeah.
I think this would be a great Slark game.
Yeah.
Versus the Wisp, it's one of the best heroes versus Bat Rider. Bat pretty much wouldn't do anything because this is an offlane Bat.
Yep.
Most likely, at least.
They need that kind of hero, something that gets stronger within the fights, that has staying power. You've got team fight. You need something that can also hunt for you aggressively. It's another reason Slark's excellent here. Plus, of course, the Empower. He'll be able to farm faster, deal extra damage, he's
Having-
gonna lane well.
having
It's
that
really good
hero-
against Chen, too.
Having that hero that gets on top of Wisp, that gets on in the backlines. Yeah, you don't really buy Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade any longer on Slark, but you can still buy an Axe and get on top of Wisp super easily. So that's always something that you can look for when you're playing versus Wisp combinations.
Well put.
Also, I talked... Oh, Weaver. All right, this is... You don't have the Slark with the Shadow Blade or anything, but you have this super mobile Weaver that's able to get behind... in those backlines onto the Wisp, and it's good versus Bats.
It's also a much faster timetable, where Slark would peak, come online around maybe like 20, 25 minutes. Weaver, you play with the teleport. The moment you're level 7, level 6, 5 even, you're a threat. Like, you just TP in and kill people. You have bugs, you're going to be able to find the Wisp earlier, and he can, as early as maybe 10 minutes in, just start playing enemy jungle. There's really no catch for him until Bat has a blink. So
for Nigma though, the Tiny, they played GH on Tiny, but we also saw Weeha play Tiny yesterday. And Tiny, especially now, don't you want to put him as a core because his combo can blow up Weaver?
This should be your core Tiny.
Yeah.
Look at these other heroes. You have Chen and Wisp. Those two are support,
that's the
100%. So unless it's a Wisp mid like we saw yesterday from Secret, but I doubt it.
Well, never say never. We learn our lesson there. But yeah, that means that a core Tiny is super strong against Weaver. Before he gets super big, like if Weaver even gets slowed down a little bit on lane, he'll get blown up by the combo of the Avalanche toss every time.
We talked about Spartan and how he likes to be this maniac that just runs and sets up the fight, right? I think he needs to approach this game differently. This Weaver must not die in one lasso or in one stun toss combo. He needs to be the one that uses those disruptions to save the Weaver, and if that happens, I believe the teamfights should be a lot easier for them. Omni Knight ban.
Omni Knight ban. So indeed, Nigma, like regardless of which lane they are gonna do their heroes, they want to at least prevent more saves from coming online at the aggressive
it's just
mode
straight
line.
up counter the RP as well.
Yeah.
You want to make...
He said
my
he's gonna pick
goodness.
techies. There you go.
Okay.
He didn't lie.
He did not lie. We thought he was kidding. We mentioned it even, but we thought he was kidding. All right, talk to me about techies from a competitive point of view, please.
No clue. I have been trying to ignore that hero's existence for the last 4 years, and I am thoroughly unprepared to discuss techies in a competitive environment.
The first panel I ever had with you guys, like 1.5 years ago, we got into this argument in which I was saying, leave techies alone, and you were flaming the living hell out of the hero.
Hey, it's cool here, right?
Yeah,
And there's the Visage. Wow.
Is it?
That's the Wii Visage. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's the hero I'm surprised they haven't been picking. I've been waiting for the Visage DP Enigmas to come back into the meta because creep heroes are still busted, and this is really powerful, very good against techies as well. This is a very scary lineup for Nigma. If they get rolling, I don't see any kill potential in aggressive mode. They are purely all in on team fighting, and I just don't know if Nigma's going to give you one until they're attacking your tier 3s.
Yeah,
Does that mean that is Enigma or Shadow Demon in position 3? Like, what's happening with the rest? Because I thought Spartan, because there's
Enigma
Spartan
should
playing
be.
techies.
I don't know.
Oh, we can't see who's playing what until into the game. But I am going to ask you the questions of what we think is going to happen this game.
Oh.
Like, how is techies going to do?
It's going to do terribly, Sheaves, and Nigma's going to absolutely destroy aggressive mode in like 18 minutes.
But techies games normally last really long.
Yeah, okay, it'll be 18 or 80.
It's going to be a 6-hour game like that last pub game that I saw with techies where they defended for the full day.
6 hours
it's gonna
game or
happen.
something?
Yeah, 6 hours game
Yeah.
coming up.
Hope you're ready.
I'm not. Well,
No one is.
but no, let's, you know, do you really think that Nigma is going to win in 20 minutes this game specifically? Especially, I guess, Visage has a super high pace.
yeah, it's just, this draft is like their bread and butter. They have some of the best players in the world on arguably all top 3 best heroes for the players, and they're against techies.
Their lineup looks very simple. I don't know where they're going with this techies pick. It looks very easy for Nigma.
All right, I hope that this game, regardless of the result, will be an entertaining one. We'll see how Techies does in this competitive environment. Let's head over to ODPixel and Gods.
Thank you very much, Chiba. Yeah, really looking forward to this one after seeing that draft, Parker. We're getting some great heroes in this. You know, we already were having like this Magnus Enigma coming out from aggressive mode. A whole lot of fun to watch. There's some fantastic potential with team fights, and then they top it off with the techies. I mean, we have potential for an incredibly long game. I hope so. I hope we're going to see them sort of messing around and sort of trying to break down Nigma. It could happen. But at the same time, Nigma, they've got some pretty solid picks, right? They've got the Tiny IO, the Chen. They finish it off with a little bit of a different flair. The Visage, and a hero used to be quite the expert in. Where does this hero stand at the moment?
The hero kind of fell off. Fell off a cliff with some of the changes. All these melee heroes get freezed out shields. The bird damage got nerfed to the ground. I'm not a big fan of where Visage is at right now, but if there's a game for it, this game is like perfect Visage game. You're against a late game draft, these big long cooldown ultimates, the Enigma, the Magnus you mentioned. These are the kind of heroes Visage is great at punishing. So if anyone can make it work, it's Weeha. If there's a game for it, it's this one. I'm not convinced yet.
No. I mean, we will see. Of course, Nigma's road so far has been a little hit and miss. Weezar's had some tough games. We'll see how he does do in the mid matchup as the hero. I mean, when it comes down to the laning, is the hero still very strong in 1v1s?
Oh, it's shockingly bad.
It's bad. Okay.
In pre-level 6, he's probably going to be down like 30 CS to 10. This hero cannot last hit to save its life. If Weeha goes even on CS, I'll be incredibly impressed. Lil looks ready to techies. He's got a good winter set going on.
Yeah, this is going to be perfect. Because Lil, you know, he's had some. He's quite an interesting character, as we've come to learn from his presence on social media, and the perfect sort of player to pick up and play at techies. He's ready to troll. He's ready to make you mad.
Yeah, he's gone for the mine. So there's a couple different ways to play techies. I'll give you my limited techies analysis here. You can go for the mines or the blast off level 1. Blast off, obviously, a great way to harass, and then also you get a free deny, so you're basically getting free harass, free base trips. The mines he's gone for, but he's not planning them. I've seen some techies go for this level 1 jungle.
Exactly. You just
get
lay them down. And as soon as the creeps form, and you clear the camp immediately. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that.
If you're going mines level 1, and he is doing something. Triple mines. He doesn't get the whole wave. Not a techies player, maybe.
No, a little late on the timing there if he was trying to get the whole wave, which you would imagine he was hoping to.
And then Enigma.
And now
Enigma made some Eidolons, went back to base for mana, and then TP'd the lane. So Enigma's going to have full mana. It's going to deny a lot of creeps. This is some weird-ass lane. I don't know what the hell's going on that one.
Right.
This isn't Dota.
No, we'll see what Lil's got in store for us down the line. Of course, you know, he's going to have to wait quite a bit until he has the 3 charges back up and he's able to try and attempt something like that again, clearing the wave. And as you mentioned, having this level 1, there really isn't any threat to the heroes. You know, you can start laying down mines around the lane, but especially a lane like this, Miracle GH, there's going to be the sustain there, likely to be constantly at full HP. So
just give him free Eidolons. Like, you're playing against Tiny. Like, he's denying creeps, but he's also feeding extra creeps with the Eidolons, and Tiny the perfect hero to kill them off. So could be a a rough lane for aggressive mode, I feel.
Yeah, it's sort of like, what do they do there? It's a hard lane to play, and it's if they want to start pulling it around, kind of one of these heroes wants to be able to do that and get the benefit. You don't really want to have sort of two heroes up there relying on just pulling to get levels.
Good news is mid lane is going to be a complete stomp, at least pre-level 6. We are doing okay so far. You actually want the creeps under your tower. He's 5-1 just because the wave goes under the tower. Your only hope to win the last hit battle is to have the tower on your side, even though lasting on the tower generally frowned upon. Visage, in a matchup like this, one of the few scenarios you want to last hit under tower.
Yeah, and I'll be excited to see sort of how far Borony is able to get in the early stages, because this hero is one of the dream heroes to be on when you get the space to clear up that whole area. So there's 4 neutral creeps camps surrounding the mid lane. You get a good start. You're going to be able to, after you get sort of the second braces treads, clear those all out in that minute if there's no one contesting.
Duking.
He's hiding. But they'll find him. So there you go. First blood finally falls. 2 minutes in. Nigma.
Oh, he got the courier. The courier was hiding under there. And
Well, they might get the trade kill. Skeeter. He's onto mind control. Doesn't want to commit, though. A little worried. Even though he does have the full one, just doesn't want to chase any further. Is aware that they likely do have that sentry placement down on that bottom lane.
So not the start aggressive mode we're hoping for with that bot lane. But yeah, I mean, it's a Batrider plus Chen. This is not a lane I really expect aggressive mode to come out on top of.
And this top lane, I'm just seeing Eidolons and mines being fed to the Tiny. It's here we go, in he goes.
Yeah,
and then it would just get healed up.
Player.
I don't know. We'll have to sort of check the data on that, but it's not definitely the start that you'd imagine that you're trying to have as a techies.
Yeah, his play is doing some talking about how many pub games he's maybe played of the hero, but either way, a game that, as far as the outcome goes, both these teams will advance to the winner bracket. And it does seem like the aggressive mode team, speaking to them before the game, it sounded like they were going to have maybe a bit of fun with this one and do something a bit more experimental when it comes to the picks. But yeah, so mid lane, doubling the CS. Magnus, 18-10 denies to the 9-4 of Visage, but as mentioned, these last hits under tower, the one time Weeha can actually get last hits.
Yeah, and I don't think there's not really too much that Nigma can do about this. I think, as you mentioned, when they picked it, they accepted that it was going to start off like this in the mid lane. You can't really gank the Magnus. He's got his 2 braces. He's going to go in for the treads, of course, next. And at that point, he's just far too tanky for any of these heroes to even consider trying to fight. Yeah, they can try and come across, maybe block some of the camps or push him away from this area, but it's hard. This hero is just so beefy early on and clears camps incredibly quickly.
Visage will catch up once you get that level 6. Oh, a little bit of harass coming in. And then you can farm the jungle, push the lane, and pose more. That's when you can gank the mid lane with those familiars in play. So Weeha just looking to get that. He's going to find a fortunate regen rune up top, it looks like, so that's going to help his lane out as well. Magnus, nice play, immediately cancelling, and actually could pose a bit of a kill threat here.
There's a lot of damage, and needs a few too many more hits, and I won't want to dive any further, but you're seeing, as you say, Weeha is not only just very hard for him to get CS in this lane. If he is a little too far forward, skewer in and the pullback from the shockwave could put him over the edge. So he's got to be careful on the Visage.
What's all Lil up to here?
What's his plan now?
Yeah, has the second point in the landmines, gets some vision down, may have been looking for like a courier kill or something. It's just going to clear some creeps. So it looks like Enigma's going to jungle and Techies is going to take over the lane now. I kind of like this idea. I think Enigma just can't lane. Those Eidolons is just free money for Tiny. So just Techies wave cutting while Enigma jungles. Actually, a solid plan. But Tiny's come in just because of the Bounding Rune. I don't think he's actually looking to play in the Enigma's jungle and contest the jungle. He just wants to get some free gold for his team.
Yeah, I mean, this sort of works. I mean, Nigma, it sort of depends on when Miracle wants to start getting active and starting to react to this and looking to try and punish them. I think for the most part, they themselves, Miracle's going to be very happy just soaking up the free farm in that top lane. But definitely showing that aggressive mode are going to be able to get that benefit as well. Still not quite as much overall. 5 minutes in, it is a 1k lead for Nigma. I mean, they knew he was here, but GH not being too wise with the courier movements will lose it to Lil.
Yeah. And these teams said they're going to be fun, but this game so far, a bit of a snoozer. There's not much action. Both teams, other than this bottom lane, are basically avoiding each other in lane. Mid lane's a farm trade. Top lane isn't really a lane. It's just Tiny free farming while Enigma jungles and Techies does what we've seen Techies do, which is nothing all too interesting so far. So until some of these rotations start happening, it's going to be kind of uneventful. Batrider, to me, one of the big key heroes that can look to maybe rotate top to mess with that. If Techies keeps trying to go for that wave cutting or you want to make some plays. But yeah, Mind Control's the guy who's having a great time early on, and he's going to be very active, I imagine, this game. Could go for like a fast boot to travel and really just play the whole map.
Yeah, I mean, you see as well, he was really geared up for aggression out lane. He still has 4 mangoes to go through as the bat on the bottom lane.
Key thing for Weeha is he cannot afford to lose these birds. He, I believe, has the 1 point in the passive, but may even be worth using like an RP to kill birds.
He's actually gotten 3 in the passive.
Okay, yeah, okay. That I like, because I think without the extra points, your birds are just too squishy, and Magnus can easily cleave them down.
See down bottom, a bit of an attempt onto Mind Control. Now set up and surround him. Mind Control's got the Firefly. The one is popped, and in fact he turns. He's able to kill off Spartan, and now he can try and threaten Skeeter a little bit. Skeeter has to Shikuchi away. Mind Control baiting them in there, and did he just draw a penis? I don't know if that was intentional, but I mean, if it wasn't, that was an amazing, unintentional, massive phallic symbol that Mind Control. I mean, wow. Beautiful.
He got the kill before he finished the drawing. I think he finished it.
I don't know if we could do replays, but that one needs one. Wow. Mind Control. Well, an artist at heart. That's modern art for you there, right there.
Yep. Gone are the days of mini-map drawing. We've progressed.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he's able to pull out any more creative
Skylark's
this game.
Very deep in that enemy jungle. He's just like, where do I go farm? Let's try find the enemy side of the map. Miracle free farming away, kind of reminiscent of that Medusa game of his where he's just going completely uncontested, getting bonus farm from the jungle. And that is a big concern, considering that's when Nigma are at their best, when Miracle can just have this free farm style of game.
Spartan.
He's
accepting his fate here.
Yep. Nope. Curious snipe from the Enigma. Oh, one more right click, not going to find it.
I mean, the lead, it's a 3K lead at the moment for Nigma. It's growing, and it's
they're crushing it.
Pretty early, 8 minutes in to have this difference, and aggressive mode not really being able to find any kills at all themselves. We'll see, of course, the Magnus continuing just standard build here. It will have the Echo Saber up next on his shopping list. Then almost certainly will go for the Blink. Now, the great thing about Magnus is you obviously do farm very, very fast, but it still takes, it's a decent amount of time where you're like, well, I want to finish my Echo, I want to finish my Blink before you actually start considering helping out your side lanes.
Yeah, and these side lanes going pretty bad.
So you have to make sure you make something amazing happen when your Echo Saber and Blink's done, because up until that point, your team's sort of screaming at you as the mid lane and saying, dude, you're spending a lot of time farming. We need to do some sort of fighting. And Barnea, he is going to try and get involved, but a quick play from Mind Control. He'll get the lasso off before the RP's there, and now there's not the space for Barnea to get in there and actually use the RP. So a painful move there from the Magnus. He tries to get something done early on, but some quick thinking from Mind Control puts a stop to the gank.
Yeah, really clever lasso, and the IOTP making sure they can get him out safely. Panel mentioned, well, Kyle specifically said 20-minute GG is what Nigma are looking for, and right now everything is on track for that. A huge gold lead out of the laning stage. It's been a very passive game. They've not taken any towers except that tier 1 top with the IO Tiny, but their lineup comes online very soon. We're going to see the Helm of the Dominator on the Visage. We'll probably see Chen building towards like a mech. Often these Chens don't even get boots. And towers are going to crumble once Nigma get those first items. Already Mask of Manus on Tiny with treads. He pushes incredibly fast as well. And I don't think aggressive mode have much to defend these towers with, is the scary thing. They've got a Techies who has hit level 6, but you can't just expect to be able to stack up some remote mines and for Nigma to not have sentries.
No, definitely not. Nigma's going to be very prepared for that. But hey, who knows? Even to the best of us, it can happen when you're suddenly pushing up into high ground and suddenly everybody goes kaboom. So it can happen.
Miracle seeing some juicy idle on farm. He's got the, what looks like SMY queued up next, maybe?
All right. Mask of Manus SMY into Desto. There's the tower killing. That's the fighting build.
I think Nigma probably just having a bit of a laugh right now about how straightforward this game looks for them. Obviously, like you say, there is big ultimates on the Radiant side, playmaking possibilities with the Techies, the high ground defense, and even if they don't walk into mines, you've got a skewer. So your Techies is probably telling Magnus, get this blink as soon as possible so we can make some skewer plays.
Oh, there you
Lil,
go.
there
Lil.
we go, yeah.
There we go. Okay, we'll claim a kill. Kuro gets caught a little too close to the mines here. And in fact, the stasis trap freezing Nigma up. Nigma are going to push him forward. They're going to come in with the TPs, jump forward. Lil with the blast off. Brings mind control down low, but he already has the lasso off. Dragging Spartan in. Spartan will fall. Mind control also goes down. Skylark, he's holding them nicely here with his two-man black hole, but there isn't the damage to follow up. Miracle's able to simply kill him off. Turn towards the Weaver, forcing Skeeter to time-lapse back to safety. He will manage to escape, but a very easy team fight win for Nigma as they take down 3. They only lose the bat, and that was the black hole being used there in an attempt to get things going their way.
They've got the Alpha Wolf as well, probably the preferred creep to have when you're a Visage with this helm. You can just kind of have it follow your birds and hero around, giving it that bonus attack damage, amplifying your push even further, and they'll get a tier 2 tower. That Glyph going on cooldown also, trying to defend it. So if Nigma want, they can go for a fast Roshan and look to high ground, maybe even before 20 minutes. Glyph is so important against Visage because it gives you that multi-hit attack that can kill the birds so easily, since it doesn't have the damage. You don't get your passive damage reduction against tower shots.
May become the sort of game where aggressive mode's best bet is to try and hold it from the high ground, to try and stall it, but it's going to be tough. I mean, Miracle is just so farmed on this Tiny. I mean, he's been entire 3 farm, of course, with the way they played that top lane.
Yep.
Miracle had no sort of pressure on him. He's pretty much got perfect CS, 141 hit, 12 minutes in. It doesn't really get that much better than that as a Tiny. And, you know, this is not just a Tiny. It is a Tiny backed up by a GHIO. So I don't know where the answer's going to come for this Tiny.
Me neither.
He's got a full... It's
to be honest,
30 minutes
I don't
in.
see it right now.
S&Y, Mask of Madness, they're taking all of these outer towers away from aggressive mode.
Give me a few minutes to think about how they might answer this Tiny, but
I mean,
the game may also end in that few minutes.
Dude, he's going to have the Deso. He's far before 20 minutes. Like,
yeah, this is insane.
This is probably reaching, you know, probably one of the most farmed Tinies at this point of the game. I'm sure we've got some stats men at home watching, but it's got to be. This is ridiculous amount of farm on Miracle.
Yep. And they may be looking to go high ground. As mentioned, the Glyph being on cooldown, very big deal. Actually, it may have been refreshed by the tier 1 tower being claimed bottom. Either way, Nigma's ready to start poking. The Midnight Pulse trying to delay this one, but
I mean, look at the tower.
Shredding.
It's going down. They've got to come up with some sort of answer. He's trying to step in. He's playing around with the idea for an RP, Bornea. But he cannot get in. The tier 3's gone. Nigma just stands their ground. They're going to start hitting onto the racks here at 13 minutes in. I mean, Miracle's farm, you know, he has double the farm of a Magnus who, I mean, I think it's fair to say, the Magnus had a pretty free lane. And he's half the net worth of Miracle's Tiny right now at 14 minutes.
Yeah, this is...
The Deso, it's going to be a 15-minute Deso. It's just he's 1,200 more if he can find... Well, okay, 1,200 in a minute is quite a lot, but...
A 15-minute Deso as your first item is a good timing, you know?
Yeah.
If
that's
you're going
what like
Deso
a TA has.
yeah, exactly. Oh, 15-minute Deso
okay.
on TA, that's good timing. Oh, this is a Mask of Madness SMY Deso.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game isn't feeling much like a Dota 2 game right now.
No. Miracle's just sort of cruising along.
And yeah, this is not plays to be made. Like, even with these big teamfight ultimates, you black hole, you RP them, it doesn't actually get you anything. They're going to play around the map, they're going to push towers. Io's going to be outside those and just be able to save somebody who gets caught.
There we go, Weeheart does get RP'd, and he is quite far away. We'll see if he can play around the buzz. Now, see, there's the backup. Miracle will be brought in by GH's relocate. Weeheart will finally fall, but they'll get Boronier in turn. Miracle's ready to start chasing down more. Spartan and Skeeter, they've got to run away from these two heroes. In fact, Miracle's going to be taken back. I wonder if he's going to start eyeing up Roche. Once they have the Desolator, it's definitely a possibility. Because he just does so much damage, and I mean, yeah, here we go. A couple more stacks, and 15 minutes in, Treads, Mask of Madness, S&Y, Desolator. I don't think we've ever seen that before.
Gets a Van Brace, there's some even more stats on it, so he's going to be one beefy fella.
Spartan, he's got to be a little careful here. He does manage to get the disruption off. That will save him. Lil's trying to cut creep waves with his mines. They just want to sort of buy time for something aggressive mode. I don't know quite what that would be.
No, doesn't stun the blast off, but mind control, they're waiting. And into the Roach Pit we go. A little underfarmed on the Batrider, but one of those games where mind control, if he goes in these lanes by himself or tries to get farm, he will get picked off, so he's been playing a bit more conservatively. But they've got the mech up now as well on Nigma, so pretty much everything they need to go high ground with this Aegis. I imagine they just put it on Miracle and have him go and just hit building.
I don't know how aggressive Mode stopped the push. I mean, their mines are their best bet, but at this stage, with I don't think any sort of number of mines is going to be enough to stop this.
Yes.
There's a full pipe done on Weehar as well, ready to buff them up for the push.
Spoiler alert, they don't stop it. No. There is no answer to this, and they're probably just going to crumble. I don't think there's much more to it. I mean, I'm curious to see what their idea is, but legitimately, this Tiny is completely out of control, has taken over the game, and has an IO backing him up, so he's not just, you know, a 17-minute Tiny with these items, with a IO to beef him up even further, with a Visage, with a mech, with the Helm of the Dominator aura, with no longer an Alpha Wolf, but with the Hellbear, so additional attack speed.
I mean, Miracle's just making this look like the easiest Tiny game of his life.
Yep. You know, he's playing turbo mode while everyone else is playing normal mode right now with how farmed he is. Disruption can delay it, but then it goes on cooldown and you've got no additional answers. And the rest of Nigma just happy to sit behind him and just say, well, we'll help you if they go on you, but no other hero needs to go on the high ground and really jeopardize this push.
And just casually sort of beating down the tower through the backdoor protection here at 17 minutes. I mean, backdoor protection, you know, what's that, Miracle says? The tower literally dead, he's going to start moving on the barracks. They're cutting the creep waves, but it's not saving them because of how farmed the Tiny is.
Yeah, they're actually doing damage through it. Like you say, with Mask of Madness, they actually kill it pretty quickly. So.
Killing, I mean, no one's ever killed Rax through backdoor protection at 18 minutes here. This is
If they can keep it alive, it will heal back to full, though. That's what they're trying to do.
They've got to keep the pressure on. I mean, Borony is trying to push them off it, but they'll just try and kill him off.
All right.
And then they'll go back to killing off Rax through backdoor protection.
I mean, yeah, like you say, the Techies did a good job clearing out all those mid-creep waves.
It doesn't matter.
And look at, I mean, what Weaver and Techies, they're actually playing really smart. To me, we kind of question, like, okay, are they just going to lose right now? What they're doing is...
yes, they are.
It's high IQ Dota. This is the only answer. The answer is there is no answer, so you split push the lanes, you cut waves. Everything aggressive mode right now is doing is kind of the correct call, but they can't threaten high ground. Like this Weaver bottom is a Weaver. If that's a hero that can actually like threaten tier 3s and racks, it's maybe a different story, but not the case.
Now this game has been not quite the game that aggressive mode hoped for. Or maybe they did with their draft.
They picked Techies, so
yeah, they wanted to meme, and that's happening. As I say, you know, we had some creations earlier on the bottom line from Minecraft. I think this whole game is some sort of artwork. I think it's sort of the best way to describe it. As Nigma, well, this time they will have the luxury of... well, no, they still don't have creeps, but it doesn't matter.
They've got some
They do not need creeps.
Mid-ish, if they can wait for that creep wave to catch up. But yeah, like you say,
they literally don't need creeps. They're winning without the help of the creeps. Their backdoor protection on aggressive mode, it is not enough. As Nigma, they're just beating through it. As I said, we've never seen this before.
Yeah.
A team just winning through backdoor protection.
This early on, yeah. That's
multiple towers, multiple barracks.
You've kind of seen it like in 60-minute games. Like that's where it's like, oh, there's this Morphling that can do enough damage or this Tiny, but at pre-20 minutes, that is pretty nuts. Tiny, one of the few heroes that can do that with all the buffs he's getting.
I don't... Would anything else with free farm at 20 minutes be able to do this to towers? I don't think so, right? If any other hero Miracle could be in this position where he's been had entire free farm, it's
not
a tiny
thing. Think of. I mean, with a lot of it's because he's got all the minus army.
Oh yeah.
So maybe some hero like a Clinks or something.
I mean, I think that's his courier did get taken down, but
the AC.
I think that would have been the full AC as well. 20 minutes here.
Yeah, he's 60 gold.
Just needs that plate now.
He would have it now.
And well, this will be the mega creeps.
Yep.
As Borony, he jumps in, skewers off to the side, doesn't find anything.
And now they'll kill that mine stack.
Wow.
That was the Hail Mary.
There we go. I mean, that's mega creeps out. 20 minutes in, 18k lead. What a game this has been. I mean, We were looking forward.
We waited this long for this, Owen. Come on.
20 minutes. I mean, it's making my day easy.
Yeah. That's true.
We were waiting on lunch before this, and we were like, oh, we've got to go cast a game now.
Yeah.
Food's going to get cold. No, it's not.
Oh, thanks, Baden.
Yeah.
Looking out for us.
We had to step back and enjoy some hot lunch. Thanks to the boys on aggressive mode. And, of course, thanks to Nigma for not... Yeah, they certainly made the most of this opportunity they were given. They had that free lane up top, and Miracle, he's just not skipped a beat this whole match. Some of the most insane levels of farm we've seen on a Tiny this early in the game. And they're playing on. Mega Creeps are out.
Yes, if you're going to commit to a draft like this, you commit. You play through the Mega Creeps. You don't GG out just because you got Mega'd at 20 minutes. You're playing. The panel said it's going to be 20 minutes or 80. That statement still remains true right now, okay?
This is a techie's game.
And
mistakes can happen. People can die to mines.
And we're kind of
maybe
approaching the post 20-minute stage. So that means this game may be going 80 minutes. I'll give him like another maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
They've got him power. Deals with Mega Creeps quite nicely.
Yeah.
He's kind of the only hero that can deal with the Mega Creeps, though.
I mean, Skeeter has a Maelstrom, but even those lightning procs don't do enough.
Oh, no, there's the carry. He's dead. Miracle swats him out the way. Onto the tier 4s they go. This time, there's not even backdoor protection. They have managed to move the creeps in very easily with the Mega Creeps. Take down one tier 4. And Miracle will certainly pick up some kills to continue to fatten up his already impressive KDA and GPM this game. And there we go. Tier 4s are gone. Onto the Ancient.
Easy peasy.
All right. Black Hole for nothing. And they'll be calling it soon if they even get the chance to. There we have it. GG is called 22 minutes in. 15-3. 22k goal lead. And Nigma having definitely one of the easier games they've had recently. Obviously a team that's had some tough times.